My life as a mechanic started for me in Waukomis, Oklahoma, standing around in the back of my grandfather's Ford garage, hoping that one of the mechanics would share just a little piece of information about how to fix a car. Those were the formative years. Well, I suppose my fascination with classic cars has never faded. Now I can't believe it. I've been here 40 years at the same location working on old cars, and I can't wait to get to work every day just to learn something new and to share that with someone in the shop. I've heard some fantastic stories in my shop. Think about the car that you first drove to high school, or that pickup that you hauled hay in when you were growing up. Corvettes, MGs, T-Birds, GTOs, pickups, Broncos, and Jeeps, just to name a few. I never lost my enthusiasm for classic cars. And I hope that over the years that I'll be able to help you with your cars and teach you something about how to work on your automobile. My name is Barry Wilson. Family man, classic car enthusiast, certified mechanic, and your guide under the hood of your favorite classic car. We're working on the 36 Ford again today. As we mentioned on some of the other episodes of this car, we're converting it from a 6-volt system to a 12-volt system. Part of that is to change out the headlights from a 12-volt old style bulb to a high-intensity bulb. And we ordered some new lens adapters, and you can see how shiny they are here. And the other one that I'm laying on top is the old adapter for the original bulbs. The problem we got is the new ones are too big to fit in the fender cans there. So I'm trying to figure out how to go about making this work. So I'm just kind of diddling around looking at this, coming up with an idea of how to make it work. And ultimately we end up cutting that piece right there down to where it'll fit inside of there. And you'll see later on in this episode how we made that work. So we're doing a 12-volt conversion on this 36 Ford, which means that we have to change out the headlights. These headlights back then were in a container like this, and this was the reflection, and the bulb was just a smaller bulb like you'd find probably in a turn signal bulb today. And it fit in here like this, and then the lens fit over it. That's pretty cool, and it fit over it like this, and it had a little old snap that carried it in there and tightened down on the bottom side. So we ordered parts to replace, and we got a high intensity bulb, and we got a really nice reflector, but look what happened. It's too big for that. That's not an uncommon problem for things that we encounter here. So we're trying to figure out the solution. I think the solution is going to be that I'm going to take this center section out right here, and then we're going to cut a hole in this big enough to accommodate it, drop it down in there, and use what's called panel bond, which is how they hold bodies together nowadays, and panel bond it in the bottom of this. So our next step to make sure that we're going to do that is to get some polish or cleaner and see if this is going to shine up all right. I'd like this to look nice when we put it back in there. So that when we put this in and put the lens in, then we should have a really bright headlight. Now the other thing that I've read online, and I haven't done one of these before, so I've tried to research this a little bit, is that you need kind of a reflector on the top, because the way these are constructed, they don't really focus the brightness out there. They just kind of spray it all over. So we need something, as one of my friends used to say, you need a hood on the headlight. So we're going to put a little spot over the top of this to help push the light down. So it's just a common problem we get here. It's not a big deal, but we want to make sure that this fits right and it looks good when we're done, and nobody can tell that we actually were in there working on it. So we'll pick back up when we get this done and put another video up so you can watch as we've done this. I'm Barry Wilson, Wilson Auto Repair. Go to my website, wilsonauto.com, and you can see a whole bunch of these videos. So you can see that we decided to cut the new backing plate up for the headlights, and we're using our cut-off wheel, and the older piece there was the what we used as a template, and we're going to cut that off and see how that fits inside the headlight can. Hey, Barry Wilson, Wilson Auto Repair. Back on the 36 Ford, you know, we're making a conversion kit on this, so we're changing everything over to 12 volts so we can put an alternator on it and make it a little bit easier to start. Then we're going to put a HEI type distributor, which is electronic, so that it'll be a better running engine, everything will work better. But we ran into a little problem here with the headlights, because this was the original bucket and it held just a light bulb right here. So we ordered what was supposed to be a replacement for that, but I think we showed in an earlier video, this was way too big, and so we were trying to figure out how we were going to adapt that and make it fit in here. And you can see when we cut it to the right size, it fell in. So one of the guys here had a great idea that we would just glue it in. So we're going to use panel bond and put it into the old one so that it'll fit like this and it'll work out great. And we'll have a great reflector here, and we'll have a 12-volt bulb in here, and everything's going to be perfect. Barry Wilson, Wilson Auto Repair. Go to my website, wilsonauto.com, for more videos.